This conference will now be recorded.
All right, call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, as we gather this day to do the important business, the people of the village of Owego, grant us wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Amen. All right, first section is public comment.
Speaking of public comment,
Public is.
Public comment, where you been? Good to see you.
I'm here.
Don't worry about it. Bills have been playing.
I work today, yeah.
All right, any public comment? Everybody's good.
I want to welcome the students.
Got a couple kids here tonight.
You see how the
Yeah,
village.
pay attention, and afterwards you can give us all kinds of questions.
The mayor will send your thing on your way up. Yeah, you got papers.
And that is the quiz.
All right, let's see, so next is DRI update, Hunt's not on yet. Probably my fault, because I just sent him the note. Street sweeper discussion, all right, so, update on the street sweeper. We have an offer, so we have two options, we can sign the agreement as they presented it, which is neat. Or we can not sign it and the county and the town will buy us out.
Yeah.
Or make us whole.
We owe anything?
No, we don't owe anything. We've already paid about 50,000.
So we put that towards a use.
And what the bias out means.
So I told him I had to talk to you guys.
Sounds like a better option than what we're looking forward towards.
How much research have you done?
I'm still waiting back for numbers for new and used and if they can find anything at this point. New ones about, on the Pelicans are about 200,000. But I've been talking to Jimmy and I'm gonna meet with Jimmy tomorrow.
One that you had eyes on, still available.
No, no.
An idea of how much it might be.
Well, that was used for.
Yeah, I understand, yeah, but that's probably gone.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So we're
I
just
mean,
looking
how
for,
often do we actually use it?
If we had it, we could use it every week.
we're looking for just,
Definitely in the springtime and any activities that goes on in the village, like to clean the streets for it.
that's all that I asked, just for street sweeping and leaf eating capabilities, right? Or
Leaf?
so,
Our street sweeper doesn't
it doesn't
collect leaves.
suck the leaf
Sure,
out.
I mean, it will,
Would-
Efficiently.
yeah, not, I mean,
Would there be an opportunity to, I know we're looking at a new vac truck anyway. Maybe buy one. DPW and sewer.
there you go again, that's 300-some thousand. I think, I wouldn't like to do that, just because it'd be so big, we'd be in the same boat as if we stayed with the town. I'd much rather have a smaller one that we can get around the town with. And it's too big for that. Way too big.
So I thought when you fit through the tunnel, we got to pretty.
The one that, Tracy's talking to the guy about will fit under the tunnel.
Back to that.
And Dirk could talk to you more about that.
Hi, Dirk. Hi.
But as of right now, I'd much rather have the sewer do what we are doing now, is looking at a new back. And then have a single street sweeper for the DPW. Just because it'd be so big.
Assuming we're not getting our whole investment back.
Well, no, I doubt it. But here's the other kicker to that. I mean, for the time being, if we wanted the streets done, the town would bill us.
Right. Right, so that's part of the deal, so if we pull out of the deal, they will, what they say, they calculate a rate.
Yeah.
And deduct it from whatever refund they're gonna give us.
Well, that's for what we've used it so far, right? So if they'll deduct what we've used it, I don't know how to come up with this number or what number they're using. The 5 or 6 times that we used it, they'll subtract it from what we've already put down on it and give us back the rest. But what I'm saying, come springtime, if we haven't decided what we're gonna do, then they would still charge us to streets, until we found something at that time.
What did we do before this was even involved?
Nothing.
Well,
We paid the fuel and water.
well, I mean, we had a street sweeper, but it doesn't work.
Oh,
It only did a half a job.
well, it kind of looked like Linus behind us.
Rusty?
It would appear to me that we have a little more work to do before we can give them our decision. They
They
want,
want, they want an answer one way or the other.
that's what they want. That, but we may not be prepared to give them an answer right now. I know they want it, and we're not trying to put them off forever and ever and ever.
They want us to agree with no number on the table.
There
Could
you
be
go.
$10, could be 10,000
Well, then
bucks.
that answers it right there.
And how much are they
We don't
gonna
know
give
the
us
terms.
back? We need to know that. They're gonna buy us out. What's the dollar?
They had to know that question was gonna come up.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a situation where there's gonna be a number where we say, okay, no, forget it, we'll stay in this deal, or still go the other way and get our own sweeper. I hate that back against the wall feeling.
This pressure to just sign is
Yeah.
not agreeable to me.
So asking for a number?
I mean, I don't see how we can sign anything without a number.
We'll make a decision.
Fred's gonna be talking to Jim about some stuff, he's gonna be looking at more stuff, getting more numbers and stuff, we're gonna do a little bit more research, as we might.
I like the idea of us just having our own. We
Yeah.
don't have to deal with them.
Which we may very likely decide, but. I would
We
make
need to know how much they're gonna give us back.
Yeah, hit us with an email, so that Mike can trickle down.
Right now, we got about 50 grand into it.
That way we know what to put into brand new ones.
How much?
Yeah.
There you go, Jimmy.
That's
Use
what
it.
they're doing.
Use it. Whatever.
That's what they're telling us, if you use the 5 or 6 times, they're gonna prorate us, and subtract that. Lean anything, telling you.
$2,500 a pop.
So, it's somewhere you're looking at, right?
Right.
Somewhere's in that, you haven't guaranteed they're gonna, because they can't do anything else, because we paid for the fuel and we paid for the water.
I guess I got a number.
I just think it's bull crap. County only pays 17%.
Well, that's one of the reasons we're looking to not do this.
Right. And if we do sign the agreement and go the other way and share with the town, that agreement is a 15-year agreement.
So we only had two options, one was to be bought out, or the other was to sign that agreement. And option number 3, which we might very well want, is a different agreement. Not one of those other two, a third option, a different agreement, not 15 years,
Right.
and not those percentages.
Which they don't even want to talk about that.
ISL. Well, then, doesn't sound like, okay.
We're down to Home Depot, and get some push broom or something.
Yeah. The hose.
You got the hose? Just don't send it down the sewer drains.
Yeah. So that's that. I'll try and get a number from them.
So as your students can see, before we spend the village's money on equipment for the village, we have to go through this process.
Checks and balances.
It's not really close. We
We
do
pay
have,
pictures.
village does have needs, we need street sweepers and stuff.
Keep the streets clean.
It's
People stop
a
those.
little bit more complicated than just saying, hey, listen.
We still don't have one yet. Send them the email.
Yeah.
That's with us. So we'll go to property purchase discussion. This is is mostly to me. And to Tracy.
I was going to say mostly Tracy because it's finally the fulfillment of his long dream and push to acquire some land adjacent to the driveway by the wastewater treatment plant. So the draft that you folks have in front of you, just for discussion purposes, it has been reviewed. It just shows some of the last bit of red lines because there was this question about vegetative screening and what exactly the notabilities meant by that. And so we've now clarified it. Tracy, I know you had input on that, and you're probably better equipped to describe what the heck a green arborvitae plant is than I am. But effectively, plantings of trees along the property line, the village will have an obligation to replace any trees that die or are not thriving with a replacement tree of a similar size up to a 12-foot tall tree. You know, if it's a 30-foot tree, you're not going to replace it with a 30-foot tree. You got to put a 12-foot tree in. And this would be an ongoing obligation just into the future, is the primary piece of that vegetative screening. But otherwise, the terms of the deal have largely remained the same as I think we'd originally understood and discussed however many months, years ago at this point. But this is just for discussion purposes tonight. I didn't want to just bring it to you and ask you to approve it. You have the drafts, review it again, ask any questions that you might have tonight. If anyone has questions between now and your next meeting, please shoot them over, and hopefully I can answer those directly so that the board will be in a position to approve it at the next regular meeting.
Yeah, for sure. That's right.
And the vegetation wall, they're green giant, evergreen trees. They're quite a hardy tree, fast growing tree. They just want a wall of trees put there. So if in the future they sell the property, you can't just directly look over and see the septic receiving and pump station that's and the adjoining property.
What's that the part where they want you to remove all the stuff on their side, on the other side of the street for the intake? They want that removed and then surveyed, and then
We've already done the survey and everything that they wanted, and they said we can leave the driveway into the manhole because we do have to periodically still clean the gravel trap. But there was a turnaround area and stuff. They would like the blacktop of that turnaround area pulled out. It just reseeded. It hasn't been done yet, but it's just a minor job to do.
are we like gonna do that in the spring or something, or?
That's the plan, do it in the spring, yeah. The planting, nobody recommends doing the tree planting that's late, so that'll be done in the spring as well and stuff, so, yeah.
And then the purpose of like what buildings are gonna go on that in the future when you have it? Or like what's, yeah, is there a meaning?
The only, idea right now is to put a horseshoe-shaped driveway or a circle driveway to make it easier for the tractor trailers and stuff to get into the site.
So you do like a driveway and a tree planting?
Right. Because right now they're having to back out into traffic. They come in, dump, and then back out into traffic. Very unsafe for everybody traveling that road.
Yeah, the corner's not good.
So as soon as we can get the driveway done, that's the initial, just for the safety factor.
Any other,
I need to see the contract.
can we get Rusty a copy? Does that mean
I'll get you a copy tomorrow.
Great.
I know Kim emailed them out, and I thought she'd got you a hard copy in your folder, but I'll definitely get you a copy tomorrow if there isn't one available today. I didn't bring an extra one, or even one. I just got it on my phone, so.
Right.
I'll get you one tomorrow.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's the kind of price we're looking for.
so if anybody has any comments, like Nate said, between now and next meeting, we'll have it on the agenda for next meeting to approve it, not approve it. Next item, department head reports. Tracy?
The only thing I wanted to mention, we did receive another yellow flag inspection on the tunnel from the state. It's been an ongoing thing for years and years. Eventually it's gonna, it's rusting away more and more all the time, but it's, I guess for us, lucky that it's staying in the yellow zone. Eventually it's gonna be red flagged and then the village is gonna have to do something with it. I don't know how we're ever gonna afford it, but I just wanted everybody to be aware that we did receive another letter. So Fred and I both got a copy of it.
Isn't the state responsible for the base of their road?
When that was put in the early to mid '60s, the village board at the time signed a letter or an agreement with the state that they would maintain the tunnel forever.
Tracy, I'm recalling, this is not a new issue, right? Like you mentioned, I'm remembering conversations with Jeff 4 or 5 years ago. I believe he'd identified a state program that could provide some aid funding for this type of a repair project that's needed. And the big hangup was that the state requires the municipality to own the property at which the money's being used, right? And the village doesn't own it because the state owns it. We just have the obligation to maintain it. And that was an issue for the state for some reason. But Jeff did have in mind a pool of money that could have been potentially available if we could just like get through somebody at DOT's head the specific, unique nature of this. But, I will say, to the extent that you or anyone else can identify some sources of funding, like we should be trying to actively pursue those for this, because like you said, it's going to be a big chunk of money if this thing gets red tagged and we don't have any pots to utilize.
Yeah, Meg looked back through, and the earliest she could find any correspondence with the state as far as yellow flagging it was 2013. So it's definitely been ongoing. I never was aware that they had found the possibility of some money. I was under the impression that they applied for a couple different grants and were denied, so in the past. But maybe they were denied due to us not, per se, owning the tunnel, but I don't go around that.
That might have been the issue, because I do distinctly remember a conversation with Jeff where he was really like angry at the granting agency because of the ownership issue, which just didn't make any sense from the practical nature of like, yeah, it's ours because we're maintaining it and responsible for it, but it's the state, so what's the problem? Seemed to be the Jeff's takeaway. But again, I think if whatever those grant opportunities were previously, I'd suggest trying to reapply for them, anything that we can for this, because I do remember Jeff saying it would be a lot of money to fix this thing.
Yes, it would be multiple millions of dollars. But I would think it would only continue to get worse, as I don't believe that section of highway has been turned into an interstate yet, converted over. But as soon as it is, and it's then getting federal funds and stuff, I would only guess that's going to even make it more difficult for us to deal with and do anything. But so hopefully our new grant writer can do some magic and get us some money. And so that's all I have.
Okay. Do we have anything for Tracy or sewer department? Well,
Just normal stuff. I left the report on everybody's table before the meeting. We were dispatched to 134 calls. We provided 22 calls for mutual aid. We received 12 calls for mutual aid. Had 39 crews or volunteers respond throughout the month of November. We had some small standby crews for lights on the river, at the station and at the event. Our membership 501c3 received a $5,000 grant from Tyree Downs Foundation for portable suction units. We're, again, using our 501c3 to the best of its ability to support the village of Owego and the EMS functions. And we increased the insurance replacement up to $300,000 on each ambulance because of today's market values. If something happens to an ambulance, we don't want to blow the budget trying to replace it. Vehicle mileages as listed below on the bottom.
Portable suction unit.
Not to get too graphic, but it's a device that you take in somebody's house that disconnects from the ambulance, and if you have to suction somebody's airway. Yeah.
You don't use the big pen method anymore?
What's that?
You don't use the big pen method?
No, this is to, suction the bad stuff out.
That's done. All right. Anybody have anything for EMS questions?
I don't have enough.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. We got fire now.
Finally,
Fire department just showed up.
AFG grant, we were awarded $42,950.38. That was for a compressor to fill our Scott air packs. We went out to find bids. The cheapest one we could get is $50,882, leaving a difference of $79.29. So we gotta come up with $79.29 so we can buy the compressor.
I assume really is that your budget for the somewhere?
You got $7,900 laying around, I don't have to spend it on my budget.
Well, we do have ARPA money too.
Huh?
We do have ARPA money too.
What's that?
The COVID money.
We don't need a street.
This was our-
Red says.
Jimmy, what are we for?
Red's got to spend.
No, we have to either go to Appalachian or the county. And I have to spend out of the budget electrical specs, so. So that's probably gonna be another couple of grand.
That's a compressor.
Yeah.
What's the difference between,
Well, 79, 29, 62. That's through your own fire equipment.
And did we get however many bids we're supposed to on that?
Yeah.
Just satisfy the
Yeah.
grant.
Oh, yeah. AFG asks for a lot, well, it's FEMA, so they ask for a lot of information.
Yeah. They go over what we normally have to do.
Correct. So, approval to spend that money and then figure out the rest.
approval to spend the
42.
42,952 from the grant, for compressor for Scott Air. Make that motion that we approve fire department to spend the AFG grant from that number 42,952.38, whatever is correct. For compressor?
Second.
Any discussion on that? Oh, Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Brant?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And yes.
Still no offers on the old fire truck as of yet. Looking at some different avenues, so I'll keep you updated on that.
Well, then we gotta do the, oh, you're missing $8,000 of that?
Yes, no, yeah, 79, 29, 62.
Right. Because we did the grant, now we gotta
Yes,
do
we didn't figure out yet where that other piece is coming from.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm hoping that when we get done, we'll, somehow it will have worked, that we spent $800,000 or $900,000 of ARPA money, and when we got $200,000 hours doing on that. Do we have the ARPA money for that, or is that where we want to spend it?
So we do, we have, I just asked Cindy this question Friday, we have show me the sheet, 172,000 left.
The only reason not to do it would be, once again, if the constraints are so large that we want to make sure that we have it for something that we absolutely can't get done otherwise.
Right.
Shall we just spend it on that?
Up to you guys.
Will we spend that? Well, first of all, we gotta accept that bid.
Oh, true, we have to do that.
Do we have an official?
Through Jerome Fire Equipment.
Take a look. Just a second. And once again, Jimmy, what other things are we thinking about? Do we have, when we buy this compressor, are we gonna have all the other pieces? I know we're gonna have to do something about electric to make it.
Yeah, we won't know electric until the machine shows up.
Yeah, but do we have a substantial amount of more expenses for,
Shouldn't have.
$3,000 worth of pieces of this or that, okay?
Where you gonna place this?
Station 2.
How high up?
I thought this,
Well, there's a flood there?
Got a little bit, but it's on the base platform.
Okay, I just wanted to get flood. It's not portable, right?
can we get it up
We could probably raise it up. That'll
a foot
probably
or
add
two,
another.
a foot or two or whatever,
Yeah.
2011?
It's gotta be on concrete, so we gotta raise it up. It's
Gotta build these kind of-
Yeah.
Concrete.
I'd rather have it see you get up under the flood.
Take care of that.
Okay. Yeah, I hate to have a rusty.
Yeah.
I mean, a rusty, not rusty.
Not you, you mean Don on the sheet.
All right, so shall we, once again, we don't wanna make it too little, because we need to have a little bit of a gap above.
Yes.
So we got that grant, and we know what they proposed, and 79,29,62 is the difference. Shall we appropriate $8,500 from ARPA money?
Maximum, yeah.
Yeah, maximum $8,500 from ARPA money to, do the balance of the compressor.
And you're accepting that bid, right?
Well, we haven't even done that yet, I'm not. Yeah,
Let's do this one first.
which one do you want to do, the money first or the bid first?
Either one, doesn't matter.
Well, have other people seen this, and do they want to see this, the bid paper?
I haven't.
I pass it around. No, then we're doing the money first.
Okay,
Or somebody gets a chance to look at that. So you got that, Rodney, 8,500?
Yeah.
Up to 8,500?
Yeah.
For the low bid for the compressor.
And Ron second.
I was waiting for him to stop talking. Yeah, I'll second that.
You can have a long wait.
Okay,
Yeah.
any other discussion on that?
8,500.
Any other discussion on that? Rusty,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Fran,
Yes,
Charles,
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And I have to say, that I have to have Rodney get this right, so that,
Yeah,
so
it's not on the
somebody
list.
doesn't.
Not on the
When
list.
it is
It's
late.
yellow. No, we're working on it.
I'll get your hand stamped on the lawyer.
So I think we need one to accept this, the whole thing.
Right.
Did they get to see it?
Yeah.
So what's the name of the company?
Jerome Fire Equipment.
Jerome Fire Equipment? Will we accept the bid from Jerome Fire Equipment for compressor and the amount on the bid package there?
50,882.
50,882?
Second.
Hear any discussion on that?
Have we ever purchased anything from them before?
Yes.
You know, good.
Rusty,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Fran?
I'm assuming they're giving you a warranty of some sort on it.
It's all in here someplace. Yes. Someplace. Yes, there's a warranty, whatever the warranty. You wanna read this? Period of 2 years.
Yes.
It's from the manufacturer.
Charles?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And yes.
Okay, what else from the fire department?
SOGs have been completed. Rusty, here's your book.
ISOG, both those are,
Procedures and guidelines.
I'll read that tomorrow.
That should be done by Christmas.
Bedtime reading.
It's all state and federal guidelines. Tailored to our needs. But we've had a chance to look at it.
It has or has not.
Yeah. So,
It better not have read those.
wait 2 weeks, come back to it?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do for us?
What's that?
Wait 2 weeks and come back to it, or 2 months?
2 years.
I would like to get them out before the new year if possible.
We'll give it a shot, but I don't know who's gonna wanna look at them.
And I can email them out, but they're 600 pages. I had to print a copy off of
Did you bring these for me?
Well, can you give us a report on it, Rusty?
I can, yeah, but it'll be my opinion. It'll be my opinion.
We used to get your opinion.
I'll give you a verbal report. $30-40.
Yeah, probably.
Email.
Yes.
Yeah, send us a report in email.
I'll send it to you.
Anything else?
Building update. You want us to come to that?
That's not on. So we're in the process of getting the funding squared away for the clock tower. That's all we're waiting on, really. The architect's on board, and they're hoping to bid it for next summer.
What about the rest of the building?
Winter's here.
So,
We can hire an engineer to.
yeah, so I've asked Hunt to look at that. They haven't got back to me the proposal to look at it yet.
Mike, when you say the clock tower, you mean the clock tower and the roof?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When is that going out to bid?
Well, so they're working through the state, because we didn't have enough DRI money for the clock tower and the roof.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna get enough DRI money for the clock tower and the roof. So it's in the approval stages. So we haven't kicked the architect off to do the clock tower yet, because we don't technically have that money yet.
Oh.
So hoping to bid it for next summer.
Bid it soon, but to do
Right.
it next summer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was asking when it'll go out to bid.
hopefully soon.
Okay.
Has someone already been in there for architectural for all the other buildings previously?
Yeah.
So they should be able to.
Yeah, the clock tower has to be in it because of the DRI money, and because that building's historic, it has to be a historic architect, which Sean is not. Trustee?
And of course, everyone, we're all annoyed in the various ways that we are about how long it says and what tough that is for us in the building, et cetera, et cetera. And we still need to understand how lucky we are that we're gonna be able to use more of that DRI money.
Yeah, so they're talking about giving us up to our original ask amount, which is like double what we got.
Yeah, so
400, right?
Yeah,
We just have.
We're lucky here.
That holds up until then.
yeah.
can't fix it anyways.
If the snow stays north.
Okay.
Well, yeah, right now, we don't have a temporary fix yet. So,
Did Code do a report? I know I walked through with them.
not sure. Because I know all that was on the insurance paper report that we got, so. And I'd asked them to look at that insurance report and the other issues there.
Should we make arrangements with the different departments that they can go into their rooms to get whatever items that are deemed important enough to gather. Remember, Rusty and I talked about that.
It's kind of the only one room is that, the one is
The first floor rooms, the second floor rooms, 1 and 2 are accessible. 4's room under the tower is dangerous and bad.
Right.
We probably can get permission from the chief or, well, actually from us, whoever, to go into 5's room and remove some valuable articles. We could probably do that in 5's room.
Question is, where do you put it?
Well, that we'd have to,
that's
we'd have 5's would have to decide that before we went in there and decided it. But
Jim,
I wouldn't,
the other companies find out what they have, what, stored, I guess.
all but 4's is okay. 4's is the only one in there, there's this room that's full of crap.
But 5 should be proactive, I mean, in case further damage happens.
right.
Well,
Just the air quality. Time to test out those Scott packs.
this is a matter of, we'll talk, 5's will talk to the fire board about that on Wednesday. Assuming that overlapping authority, chief authority.
But yeah, if we need to make sure stuff doesn't get damaged, we should do that.
Is there room in the old village hall to store it for now, or what's the point of that building?
We may rent that.
You mean right over here, or you mean down?
There's room over here.
You mean Steve, you mean DPW?
Well, either or.
Yeah, there's room next door here. Yeah, as long as no flood comes.
Nothing they got room in that, right?
That's true. We drag it over here. Well, we could store it. We can make it much better. We'll find a place. Put in.
We boring you, Charles?
No.
Okay.
Right.
We don't have to fix that right now.
Okay. We'll find a place to store it. I know the museum's helped us out before.
Yeah, they're above.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Another thing I got is I'd like to thank Fred and Rick for doing their hard work on the lights out front. Finally got them up and working. Shades on them.
In front of the station. Rick found globes that looked appropriate.
Yeah, the wires were broken off in the building, so.
Great.
Rusty?
Mr. Ford has been very, very helpful and valuable to this village.
Yeah.
He started
I agree.
electric things for us, so
Yeah.
there's another person that we want to thank.
He's fixed a lot of electrical problems here. Anything else? Did we have anything for fire department? Fred?
We're finally getting caught up with all the leaves. Want to say thanks to everybody that helped out with the lights on the river. I thought it was a great night we had. Oh, it was that big. But other than that, we're caught up pretty well. We'll probably have Tony Barnhart in possibility next week to help start trimming trees in the main street and front street. We've got 5 or 6 ash trees over at the ball. Little League Park's got to come down. And now we're just, cleaning stuff up. We're in good shape. We're all ready for plow. All our trucks are ready to go.
Hopefully we don't need them.
Yep, I agree with you. But if we do, we're ready.
Did we have anything for DPW?
Thank you for taking out all those dead crabapple trees.
Amen, brother. I agree.
Despite all the complaints online about it.
They complain if I move my nose there.
Opens the place up.
It looks much better going over that bridge now.
It's you're looking at what it's meant to be. You're meant to look at the courthouse. You're meant to look at the monument, not the crabapple tree.
Was that true in the Beaver's Town?
What's that?
I don't read that stuff.
Bye we have anything from police department?
Police have nothing to report to us or ask us at the moment. Joe is progressing along and Rudy is, and the rest, Rudy and Jeff and the department are doing a fine job.
Yeah, get a good crew there.
For their, and they're, because Joe's not there, they're all working extra, so we once again, this is a, take it. Good to compliment her, take it's appreciation, these people are, many of our employees are doing great.
Yep.
That's it, nothing from police.
Anything from clerk's office?
Just much better on that transfer section.
All right, next up, payment of bills. You have any questions about this?
Yes,
Do I get to sign them?
Village of Nichols, are we still paying them at 1846.04 or? we on the-
I would say let's pay them and then we'll get it back.
How hard would that be to get back?
That'll be part of the amount we've already paid.
What are you paying them for?
It's insurance.
It's insurance. We can hold off on it, but
It seems like we are considering not doing this agreement. That's just money we have to fight to get back at some
yeah,
juncture.
So that's a bill to Nichols for insurance.
yeah.
Let's not pay that one. Till
That's the only thing I saw.
tomorrow.
So we can approve it minus that, so. I think you're asking. Is it actually- The insurance on the seventh. It's registration.
Was that for 2 years now?
1846. The insurance is only like 700.
770.
Yeah.
6 or something like that.
The rest was something else to do with the grant.
So there's a bill for two different things in that one bill. We're not gonna pay
Right.
any of it.
We're just gonna hold that bill
Until
out.
we figure out.
I would move to pay the bills minus the Village of Nichols amount.
I'll second that.
Vote on that. Pay the bills minus that one bill. Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And yes. All right, that's off the list. Treasurer's report, this, the held over from last time. Look into it, she's still looking into some numbers, but if you guys want to accept the report's okay, it's just the numbers that are, we're trying to figure out where we're at with the budget.
Someone's encumbered or.
Yeah,
What do you mean, the percentages of budget items that are used, is that?
right, yeah, like it shows DPW like half spent already.
Which isn't true.
Right.
Ones.
Yeah,
I would say we got over 157,000 that we should be getting back from chips.
right.
Right. We have to pay it, then we get reimbursed. That kind of throws the budget off.
So Cindy's checking into the specifics of what needs to be adjusted.
Is that also messed up
Actual
this month?
figures are correct.
This month's budget, treasurer's report too, aside from last.
This is, you're still looking at last,
Right,
this is last.
This is still last month.
so hopefully she'll have a fix for this month.
I motion we approve.
Last month.
Last month. Treasurer's report.
I'll second.
Yeah, I really just accepting that you got the report. So, then we'll figure out, like I said, the specific numbers, why they are what they are. Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And yes. Minutes?
Motion we approve the minutes of the.
Second that.
Comments on the minutes? Rusty?
Yeah, the same.
Yep. Everyone has something?
No, yes.
Okay. Laura?
Yes.
Ron? We're voting on the minutes.
Oh, yes.
Let's.
There's Rusty
Yes.
shuffling papers.
Charles? Ed?
Abstain.
And yes. All right, trustee reports. Rusty?
Report.
Laura?
We submitted the grant, thing to the wastewater resources institute on the due date, which was November 30th, and, let me just pull up the amount so that, you know. While I find that, I also went, I just stopped into the OHPC meeting that was here on Thursday. They had a problem, getting onto the
Yeah, no.
two meeting.
I forgot about it.
I was waiting for it to show up online and then I zipped over here and then, but I had to leave. So I only caught the first half, but, they're working hard and well and, getting all their stuff done and, great, all right, found it. So, it's, for 33,579. Is the budget total. And the project timeline would be April 2023 to, end of March 2024. And we'll find out if we want, get approval by Wednesday, December 21st.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Ron?
Real more informative. Apparently there's I-district grants out there for like Binghamton, JC, where they do all these cool murals. I don't know if we would qualify for it, because we don't have the transportation system in place. But I mean, must be other opportunities out there that I think that would really vibrant up the village and tie in that artistic aspect. Just something to think about. Yeah. That's all I have.
Murals of,
It depends on the artist. The artist will submit different plans and things, and this was fully funded by the state. And there's pictures online. You can go to this I-District website, and it shows everything they've done. And it really follows the different demographics of different buildings. There are aspects of like Endicott, JC, Binghamton. It really brightens up some of those old buildings.
is that something we could do at Marvin Park or the
I
art park?
mean, we kind of did with the pool house there, with the mural. I mean, that same idea, just different artist renditions of what their vision is. And we have a lot of talent in the village, so it'd be really cool to tie in some of that.
Well, it'd be nice to have a, attractive barrier between Weitzman and
Yeah.
the playground
I know
area.
Charles was talking about getting a hold of him and see if we can do something with this fence there rather than the slabs.
Yeah, it's hard to get a hold of, it's always
He's a busy guy.
Bugatti.
Rusty?
So, yeah, Ron, I think that's something we absolutely should pursue once again, for us to talk about 25 minutes tonight, we don't know where we're going.
This is my trustee report, sir.
I thought people were talking on your.
No, I just wanted to, because somebody had talked to me about it, I looked it up, and looked really cool. But I don't think we would qualify for this particular one, but just to be on the lookout for something.
Yeah, because they've done a whole bunch up there, it was on the news, it is fabulous, and we have a whole bunch of places and things that could be, Crappy North Avenue coming into town, Newark Park, Marvin Park, on and on and on. So yes, this is something we need to be paying attention to.
I think it'd be a nice segue into that art park we're pumping all this money into.
Yeah.
Great.
But it's
Well,
all
would
good.
that be applied for through the arts Howard County Arts
I
Council?
have talked to them, they are willing to apply for things on our behalf. So they are on the lookout for different grant opportunities. I told them just to present it to us, and most likely we would approve them applying for these grants.
Thanks, John.
That's all I got.
Brett?
No, everything's cool.
All right, good. Charles?
I don't have a report, I just wanna, once again, have Fred relay our thanks and appreciation to the crew. Marvelous job they're doing with the shortness of hand. So,
Fred's a superhero.
yes, he is.
Get through the door. Ed, got anything? Got any report, Ed, or you're good?
Nothing from me.
All right. Communications, NICOM, they're doing the, it's not really a class, but it's February, I think, 2 days. Sunday and Monday, and then you come back Thursday. If anybody wants to go, let the clerk's office know, I'm gonna go this time. I got 3 more seats in the car.
Thank you.
That's beautiful Albany in
That's up in
February.
Albany again.
February, best time to go to Albany.
Doing the
Yeah.
Valentine's Day again, are they?
No, it's not Valentine's Day this year.
This particular one doesn't have so many, we'll call it classes or whatever.
Right.
But on Monday, it did have 3 or 4 different times and some options.
Yeah.
But it's not as, nearly as big or as good as
No, this is
the other one,
more
but
of
it's
a,
still,
it's like a state budget update, basically.
Yeah, it's planning for the new state laws, right?
Yeah.
So it's important.
So- I'll be there. Let's see, mayor's report, I don't have much. So we did get an update on the police station grant. We sent out an RFP for architecture services, and we got back 8 or 10 of them. We've gone through the proposals, but it's me, Cindy, the county, went through the proposals and we narrowed down to the ones we have questions with. So this Friday, we have a time for that yet?
No, not this Friday.
Is it not this Friday? No, this Friday is the superintendent. So next Friday, I think, we're gonna have a meeting here to interview the people that responded to the RFP. If anybody's interested, we have all the copies of the RFPs, or the proposals here. You're all look at them.
Speaking about the police station, have they put the icebreakers on the roof yet?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
I mean, it is like December.
Yeah.
I gotta reach back out to the guy. The last time I talked to him, his brother, it's you know, 2 brothers own the company, and the one brother that was gonna do that part of the job had just had a heart attack and was recovering. He had hoped to be down in a couple of weeks. That was a little over a month ago. So
Yeah, let's check into that.
I need to reach back out to him and see where we're at.
It'll start snowing again.
It's just a matter of time before that's gonna.
Maybe you better subcontract that.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him, if he's still laid up, and what our options are to get them installed, you know.
Because we got everything.
Gotta
Gotta
get
get
a
it
payment,
put on.
down payment, you know, to buy the materials, you know, paid the half, and so.
First, quick question, what time is that at the December 16th meeting?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'll get you guys the info. But the proposals are here, if you want to look at them before that.
We have the village lunch here, probably second, right?
Yes. Christmas party. Cookies, no cookies. Let's see, GRI update, I was hoping Pump was gonna join us online. They haven't. So they have a couple of questions for us. Specific questions, you're supposed to bring them up online. Mainly about parking lots, Marvin Park, lighting project, they're the three that they have ready to go to bid, almost, minus a couple questions on the parking lot. And they're hoping to bid those soon for spring.
Are we gonna know who the people that we're sending out to? Or is that gonna be a certified bid?
Yeah, it's all,
They're gonna be sent out to everybody?
yeah. Then there's a bid opening and all that kind of stuff. So I'll get him, I guess, on our second December meeting. Yeah.
I'll come over, but a lot of drawings
Right,
without like much description.
yeah. So he'll come on and explain them and ask us whatever he needs to ask us. But the main
Yeah, start to
update
read
is,
them online,
Yeah.
and we shrink that down, and
the main update is they're taking all of our projects from the concepts that we kind of came up with into bid documents. So it's just getting the funnel in the right direction.
Can I add something to the, police station roof, whoever's working on that? Those guards, I don't know if we can put this in conjunction with, but on the side to the east truck all the way down, overflows or is broken halfway down the middle, and there's pouring a bunch of water down there. I'm just saying, if somebody's going up there, and then on the very front side to the west, there is a drain spout on the front that doesn't have any downspout in it, and it drops water onto to the right-hand side of the porch. So if somebody's gonna be up there, we should have
Work on that.
them do something with those two things. Here's the RS stuff.
DRS stuff. Does everybody get the updates that James sends out? Well, Rusty Brown. Everybody should.
it's carrier pigeon.
I know. So we'll get James at our next meeting. Give us a better update, and we'll get us the questions answered. So we'll keep moving forward.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Hopefully we get some of that stuff bid out for construction in the spring.
You parked around behind my building.
So that's some of the questions. There's a couple of lots, like the one behind the movie theater, where the village owns that lot, but like the alleyway you drive down to get in is not village owned. So, like, do we pave it? Do we include it in the lot? I don't know. Do we only do what we own? What's that?
Between Burns and the movie?
Yeah, I know.
No, we don't own that.
Somebody.
What?
We don't own that.
And like the high lot, I mean, when you see the drawing of it, it's
I
tiny.
saw the high top.
So how much do we just pave what we own? Do we?
They have a good gesture, we should just pave it, if we're gonna use it.
I'd lot, there's a lot of unowned property there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pavement.
And the big question with the Hyde lot is the entrance in and out. I know we talked before that maybe the bank would be willing to allow us to enter and then have their drive-throughs come straight out. We need to actually talk to somebody at the bank, maybe have somebody at the bank.
Like I talked to somebody there a couple of years ago, vice president, about that. But
That's something James was gonna do at the last meeting.
Right. We just gotta find the right person to talk to the bank about this.
Yeah, so I think it's more complicated than that though, because you'd have to lose parking spots.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at.
You mean the bank
spots on
lots?
the street.
we would have to lose maybe one parking spot.
Right.
Now, I think it's probably two in front of the bank. You'd only be able to park one car in front of the bank, I believe.
It's a question
I can-
on Hyde.
Natives won't get one car.
I can follow up on that though and see where the bank would stand on it.
Yeah, or just get us to the right people at the bank, maybe.
Yeah.
Just see what they think about it, because that's one of Hunt's questions of, they're trying to design the flow of the lot.
And I had spoken several years ago to one of the, I think it's one of the vice presidents in Elmira from the bank about that potential thing, and we didn't get anywhere because it was way too early in the process. But they certainly were aware of that was something we were interested in. So, yeah, following up on that would be great.
That's probably the biggest
We have a new head of facilities. So I will talk with her and I'll see where we're at.
Okay, thanks, Ed. I think that's their biggest question, just so they can design the flow of that lot.
So we have the sewer line behind the Court Street lot
Yes.
figured out?
Yes, although they need to get Nate the information, because we haven't got the easements yet. I was hoping James was on, but anyway, but yeah. That lot, there's that sewer line, that parking lot, the back part of the county lot, that'll be redone. They've got that laid out, that's where the electric charging stations are gonna go. The lot behind the movie theater and the Hyde lot. Other than that, Marvin Park, they got the bathroom designed.
What's going on with that?
Knock it down, put in the bathroom.
Sewer?
Yeah. The skate park's in design, the company we hired is doing the design of it. The basketball court, they're doing basketball court on one side and blank on the other. We got drawings of all this stuff. And the playground, they show a couple of new pieces of equipment, which he hasn't finally picked out yet. He just roughed it in there, is what he sent us that one time. And then he's got the new ball zone. Let's put the new surface in there. And the entrance. That's different. They're gonna repair the pillars and then put a sign back, like as you drive in.
And redoing the fence?
And all new fence along the road.
What are we doing for the pool?
Water in it.
So you're doing the zoning plan?
No.
It's $100,000.
No.
Stop charging to get in.
The school had a
Put the
project.
kibosh on that one?
We did. We talked about just doing tables.
People bring their own stuff. I noticed it was.
When you're coming up the racetrack.
Well, the village,
Tree is like right in front of it. It's just branches.
the village, just put holes in the, ground near the fence where you can put the umbrella poles in.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Yeah.
Those awnings they proposed to us that
That
were
was so much, yeah.
$60,000.
This is the ones that has it already.
Those ones that spend $100
Take
a
something
piece.
into the pool.
Yeah.
That's something I was like, Jimmy's made a good point. Are we gonna be taking those trees down for all that new fence that's gonna come up through there?
I don't know.
Maybe that'll be part of their bid anyway.
Yeah.
Those trees supply good shade for the plants there. Talking
Um,
about where the car park on the line.
Yeah. Depends where they are in relation to the.
Sure, yeah, they're right against
When
it.
I jumped in.
That'd be something I have to look at, I guess.
By the end, it's nothing but chatter.
We had enough reactors, so we don't need it anymore.
So that's my best DRI update. All the other projects are moving slowly but surely. That's it. Public comment. You guys got anything?
Constructive criticism.
No, I would just say thank you for being willing to do this, my goodness. It's a lot of red tape to deal with.
It's frustrating.
I
the amount of
can't
red tape.
imagine how frustrating it is.
My God, like these hour-long meetings, sometimes it goes for 2,
I know, sometimes.
3 hours.
They're not yelling at us when that happens.
So students, extra credit if you ask a question, double extra credit if you ask a good question, minus credit if you keep us here 20 or 30 more minutes.
She does it all on herself, I talk.
Yeah, I know. No questions from Lauren or anybody? Okay.
Well, you might work your back to pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see you.
Well, I asked quite a while ago about, getting Page Street one way. Has anything ever
Gotta ask the parking committee that.
been discussed by the parking committee about that?
Parking doesn't dictate the flow of traffic, sir.
Or traffic committee, whoever?
We've talked about that in roundabout little bit of ways, but it's not very popular for the drivers in the village of Owego.
Is it one way in off of Main? Or going out? to
Going
Main?
out, I want it one way from Fox to front. Going towards front. Don't ask me north, south, east, or west, I don't know.
Coming from the rainbow
Yeah, coming from the Rainbow.
to
And head south.
Main Street.
You got
And
it.
towards Front Street. To slow that
Oh.
traffic down that comes through there, 'cause there's so much traffic that comes through.
Yeah,
They come whipping off of Main Street without even looking.
Yeah.
They come whipping off of Temple Street without even stopping at the stop sign. Somebody's gonna get hit one of these days, and I hope it's not a kid.
I don't like
Which
it when that way.
street is it?
Page.
So it comes from Main and then goes to front, near the library?
we're talking about
Well,
from
it
Fox,
starts from the
From
railroad
Fox,
tracks
all the way down to Main.
and then
I mean, to
goes to Front Street.
cross Main to
We're
front.
not gonna be able to start at Fox, cause you're gonna have track trailers to deliver to Napa and stuff.
Stop sign on Main Street. I almost got killed there. Can't see.
You can.
You got
Yeah, there's
people
cars
parking,
that
you
park.
got people parking right on that corner when you come off of Fox Street.
Pickup trucks, man.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Somebody had a U-Haul parked there the other day.
Can't see it. Definitely.
You gotta creep up, by the time you creep up, then there might be a car coming. You gotta know where to look in the crevices and
And
shadows.
people fly down that street.
And if somebody that doesn't know how to do that, that doesn't live on that street, it's hard to negotiate. Come out there thinking there's nothing coming and you're out there in the midst.
Yeah. I saw,
Danger.
almost saw somebody kill the other day. The car coming down Main Street stopped. Rusty.
The traffic and parking committee will have a meeting and we'll go look at this. We have in the past, moved some things along. When you come out of Page to Main, going towards Front Street, the no parking here at the corner sign used to be closer to
Yeah, yours got.
Page on the other side of the big tree, and we got that moved down because you couldn't see past somebody would park a big old van there, and you couldn't see that. So we're looking at some
But
of
they
those.
still park there.
Yeah, I made a right.
That's an enforcement deal, that's not, we've
Yeah.
done the law.
I made a right off
Not gonna go.
of Page onto Main.
Yeah.
Still looking left to make sure that there wasn't anything coming, because they come up right up on you quick fast.
They
Well, I
Friday
had to
night,
swing all the way out because there's cars parked there, and it put me head on with a car that was coming from down.
Friday night, you couldn't get out.
And I was like,
Yeah.
All the cars parked there, you couldn't see what was coming up either end of Main Street.
yeah, my life flashed before me. I think I was thinner.
The traffic committee will go look at that.
All right, now,
That isn't
do
bad.
you guys have any control over whoever did the wiring change on the streetlights on North Avenue?
Breakaway.
I don't know, they came down with big trucks, they were there all night,
That was nice.
I said-
moved wires nicely. Would've been nice if they could've cleaned up their mess. They left stripped wire laying in the road, metal nuts. I picked up a lineman's knife laying right by somebody's tire in their car.
Sell it back to them on eBay.
You sell them at the flea market.
Yeah, that's nice, or the contractors. are nice.
Subcontractors.
But I mean, they left it a mess out there. I'm surprised nobody got a flat tire.
They said they're gonna leave those other poles up to the last person to remove their wires to the new pole, and that person's responsible, or that entity, to remove that old pole. So I figured they would be racing to move this, but not the case.
That's how it works.
And the lights look good on a fire station. Always gotta throw something good in.
Last piece, without going very far on that, they didn't hook up those streetlights on North Avenue, and if it wasn't for Rick Ford, our guy, getting in on that, they wouldn't have been doing that for weeks or whatever, so.
You know, that's normal.
But this is a contractor, not saying.
When they move a pole, they won't touch our light.
Yeah.
Now it's our light, now it's LED.
Yeah, they came and talked to me, it's from George's, they're subcontracting quite a ways out.
They weren't working really after they did it. None of those streetlights were on.
No, they won't, till we move them. And I didn't know they replaced the poles.
I got one thing I forgot to bring up real quick, switching my hat, Fair Board Committee. The white tower in the center of the track, kind of the horse tower we call it, is in disrepair, falling down, very unstable and safe. We would like to tear it down and reconstruct. So I don't know what you would need from us as far as a drawing. It's basically gonna look the same. It's been flooded so many times. They talked to Brad, they talked to the mayor, they looked at it.
A tower, you mean the thing that people sit up in that?
No, yeah, the booth
Yeah,
we
the
use for the
mountain.
horse
Mountain
racing,
booth,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Is that thing historic at all, or?
Good.
It's kind of falls down.
Oh, yeah.
What if you're saying about
That's across.
So would the Fair Board be doing it, or they be contracting it out?
At this time, are they asking for money to do it, or are they thinking about doing it?
Unless you wanna give money.
Take it out of the fire station, but
No, we'd raise money for it.
Money.
It's just, it's falling out, it's unsafe for anyone.
We probably have to say it's okay, because it's probably village property.
It's village property.
do like a controlled burn and you should practice it. Or do they not do that anymore?
Yeah, probably ought to
Just
present
a
a
metal
sketch,
tin
right,
anyway.
of what they're gonna do.
4 poles
Yeah.
that hold it up. The stairs are falling in.
Jimmy, would you come back to us with something in a little more detail, so we can?
What do you want?
Sketch?
Any
Sketch
sketch?
It's gonna look like the same building.
I don't know,
It's
just
just the same
Stand out
thing,
the
we're
old-
just gonna tear it down and rebuild it the right way.
Just something we can approve.
I'm not a very good sketch.
Crayon. Take a picture of it.
All right, I'll take a picture.
So it's not be till spring anyway.
Yeah, probably.
All right, anything else? All right. That's a wrap.